I can still hear it, the sound of breaking glass, not just the crack of a cup shattering on tile, but the sound of my whole life splintering. People think betrayal feels like a knife in your back. It doesn't. It feels like standing barefoot in your own home and realizing the cuts on your feet came from someone you loved handing you the glass that night. I had just wired $5,000, money I'd saved for years, so my sister could stay in college. I came home exhausted, my hands still smelling like dish soap from my second shift, expecting maybe a thank you, or at least a quiet nod. Instead, my room looked like a crime scene without the crime. No bed. No clothes. Even the little wooden box where I kept my notebooks, gone. Hollow walls, empty drawers, and then she appeared. My mother, her voice wasn't a voice anymore. It was a blade. Your job's done. Get out. She hurled the glass like punctuation. It smashed beside my face. I didn't flinch. In that moment, I realized blood can be colder than any stranger. It didn't start like this. I used to think I was her anchor. Her favorite. I was the responsibles one, working shifts, skipping parties, stacking savings I never touched. She leaned on me when Dad was gone, praised me for being steady when my sister begged for tuition help. My mother cried about how impossible it all was. I told her not to worry. I had it covered. I thought loyalty was a bond. It was a leash. That night, I left with nothing but a backpack. No confrontation. No screaming match, just silence. But silence is not surrender. 2 weeks later, my phone lit up, call after call, Dad's number. I ignored them until I heard his voicemail. Son, it's your mom. She's in trouble. Everything's falling apart. I need you. I replayed it over and over, not out of pity, but because of the irony. You see, when I left, I didn't just vanish. Years of being responsible meant I had access to bank accounts, utilities, even the secret credit line my mother thought no one knew about. While I was paying for textbooks, she was booking vacations with her friends. While I skipped meals to save, she played Queen of Borrowed Kingdoms. Before I walked out, I snapped the leash. I rerouted my sister's tuition directly to the school. I reported fraud on Mom's card, freezing her accounts overnight. I set the mortgage to minimum auto pay, just enough to keep the wolves at bay. It wasn't revenge. Not yet. It was preparation. 3 weeks later, Dad's voice cracked again. She emptied everything. Creditors are calling. She's screaming. That was my opening. I came back. The house looked smaller, walls sagging under debt. Mom sat at the kitchen table, mascara like war paint, bills scattered like battle plans. Dad looked older. My sister wouldn't meet my eyes. Why are you here? Mom spat, though her voice trembled. I sat down. Calm. You told me to get out, I said. I did. Now you need me back. Her eyes darted, calculating. I let the silence suffocate the room before sliding a folder across the table. Neatly printed statements. Transfers. Her secret spending in red. I kept records, I said softly. Every cent. Every lie. Dad leaned in, confused. What is this? The truth, I said. She used me. She used all of us. Mom reached for the papers. I pulled them back. You threw me out after I paid $5,000 for her education. I nodded at my sister. And you thought that was the end? No. That was just the start. The climax wasn't shouting. It wasn't another glass. It was the quiet collapse of her face as the truth hit. Dad's expression twisted, years of his own money drained under the mask of family necessity. My sister whispered Mom, but got no answer. I leaned closer, my voice steady. From now on, every account runs through me. The house. The tuition. The debts. I'll cover what matters. But you're finished. No more secrets. No more control. It wasn't revenge. It was reclamation. She threw me out, stripped me bare. I stripped her empire in return. The weeks that followed were chaos. Creditors circling. Dad slowly siding with me, realizing how blind he'd been. My sister, guilty but grateful, thanked me when she saw her classes still secure. Mom tried to fight, yelled, cursed, threatened to take back her household, but every time, the reminder was simple. Without me, there's nothing, and she knew it. The same silence I'd carried that night in my empty room now hung over her at every meal. Silence became her cage. People ask if I regret it. If I feel guilty. The truth, I feel free. And maybe that's the part you won't understand until it happens to you, that the moment you stop bleeding for people who never stop cutting you, you finally start healing. So tell me, if you were me, what would you have done?